right, hello. Welcome to the Shark Stream. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's time to dive back in to Final Fantasy XIV New Game Plus. We are continuing with part 5 of A Realm Reborn. Or at the very least what the game has designated to be part 5 of A Realm Reborn. I don't actually know how it determines these things. Like, by all accounts, we should have gotten up at least part 3 of Endwalker New Game Plus. I don't know if they're going to release, like, all of the patches in, like, 2 separate New Game Pluses at the same time, or what? I don't know how they make these decisions. I don't understand how decisions are made with video games. Which is not something that you often hear from a gamer. Usually gamers are incredibly adamant that they definitely know how all this works. And are experts on everything. You know? Yeah. Speaking of gamers, now, okay, so normally, under normal circumstances, I would usually save any sort of, like, Final Fantasy XIV talk for Final Fantasy XIV streams. However, since I did kind of go off the other day with regards to the current, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess controversy? I don't know if I would call it a controversy. Like, realistically speaking, it's kind of a silly thing for people to get up in arms about, you know? Where it's just like, oh, okay, like, here's the thing, right? By John Carpenter. Alright, no. So here's kind of my thoughts on, you know what? I'll save giving, like, my thoughts now that I've had some time to think about it on the whole thing with the cash shop for, like, when we actually get started in the game. Because what I want to actually start off the stream talking about is actually a follow-up to the other thing we've talked about a lot about yesterday, which is the whole situation with Unity right now. Unity was supposed to have a quote-unquote town hall I guess this morning with regards to the recent changes, and had to call it off due to what they said were credible threats of violence against its employees. Which I would question which employees the threats of violence are against, if it's just Unity in general, or if it is specifically their CEO. Because, like, honestly, if it's their CEO, like, I get it. By the way, I'm saying I get it from the point of the view of the people issuing the death threat. No, but, like, there's a lot of people who are speculating that, until they see, like, some kind of, like, police, like, official, like, police statement or police report, there's a lot of people speculating that this is likely a hoax or a move to garner sympathy. And quite frankly, I don't really have a whole lot of sympathy for the higher-ups at Unity. So, no, we're not going to pretend like you guys aren't trying to, like... I'm not going to pretend like they're not trying to push the most, like, fucking ass-backwards, like, revenue structure that I think anyone's ever come up with. Like, it's one of those things where it seems like it's a clear attempt to sort of, like, control the conversation or control the news cycle. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit. I don't give enough of a shit for this to be like, no, let's go ahead and keep focusing on the fact that they tried to announce this like it was a good idea, and in the process throwing like a lot of people under the bus, especially considering that, like, you know, they didn't seem to give any consideration to like, you know, indie developers and things like that, or people creating like free-to-play stuff. It's just, it's dumb, and I don't feel that they should be let off the hook for it. So like, I'm not even gonna entertain like their attempts at like controlling the news cycle, quite frankly. Not even a little bit. Because, like, again, it also is looking like maybe the CEO is doing a little bit of insider trading, you know? Announcing a disastrous new pricing structure the day after he sells a bunch of his shares. I'm just saying. It's maybe a little suspicious. There's some new stuff going on today with regards to, like, digital announcements. Sus. Hello, Ion Agenda. There's some stuff going on today with regards to digital announcements from Nintendo and Sony. I think the Sony one is in like half an hour now. I'm not going to be keeping up with the Sony one because I don't really care necessarily, you know? Like, alright, whatever. Like, let me know if they announce anything with regards to, like, Silent Hill. You know, we got fucking Bloober Team over here giving themselves, like, the biggest pat on the back with, like, oh, hey, IGN's putting on this, horror game awards ceremony. Oh, who won the award for Best Trailer? Oh, look at that, it's Silent Hill 2 Remake! Hey, what's the organization that's putting on this this little awards ceremony? Oh, it's an organization owned by Bloober Team? Cool. Awesome. And then I guess they also showed off, like, the same trailer for Silent Hill Ascension, which, like, alright, sure, I guess. I don't know, like, at this point I really only, like, I've said it in the past, I really only have faith in F and Townfall at this point. So, like, if there's news about that, like, okay, cool, I'm interested, I'm excited, but, you know, I'll catch up on all that after the fact, before the Dishonored stream, and then we'll talk about everything that, like, was announced today with regards to, like, the Nintendo Direct, the Sony State of Play. We'll go over all that at that time. Last time on Final Fantasy XIV, we continued through the patch content for Endwalker, and determined that one Mr. Teleji Adeleji is positioning himself as a champion for the refugees to essentially get, like, cheap or free labor to take over Cartano Flats to access an ancient weapon called Omega, which won't become important for a little while. Like, Omega isn't going to become important until we start looking at, like, Stormblood. Like, at most we're talking, like, we're gonna be looking at stuff with regards to Omega, probably like 3.5. But they're sowing some seeds. Seeds are being sown as we speak. So today we're going to be continuing with everything following that, and then if we're able to finish Part 5 of Realm Reborn New Game Plus, there is a series of quests for level 50 characters that was added in the most recent patch that actually goes over the details of some of the stuff from 1.0. That, you know, if we have an opportunity, I would like to actually check that out on stream. So for now, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So here we are, right where we left off. There's Alphino, and we got some other folks down here as well. Maybe also going through the same stuff we're going through, either for the first time or like level 24, level 56. Yeah, maybe. Stories we tell. Recent revelations weigh heavily on Alphino's mind. Yeah, I bet they do. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about making a permanent freestanding army for hire. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Captain Sjork. Pray, keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. Yeah, alright.
Begone, whelp! This is no place for children!
Hey, what the hell? I'm sorry. Kid named Eel. I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? Bunny bunny, banani banani banani, bunny banani banani banani. So he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you'd like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Uh-huh. Of course, but first I must needs finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there. We require but a moment. Uh-huh. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momody will know what to do. A legion of Garleans and 8 starved primal. Even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources. And ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Oh, he's cooking it up! He's cooking up the idea! He's gonna do war crimes! Aigeld, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Bunny bunny, banani banani banani, bunny bunny, bunny bunny, bunny. The Twelveswood, where the primal threat you spoke of before, has been confirmed. I've received no reports of XIV activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Go, Aigeld. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she didn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Okay. And there he goes. Ooh, something I put up for sale has sold. That's cool. Alright, Rising Stones time. Pray return. Let's go. Gotta fucking move on. There we go. I do still think it's a little weird how much emphasis is placed on, like, Ul'dah as, like, a center for, like, where so much story stuff happens. Oh, goodness. Should I talk to everybody? Let's talk to everybody. I have been tasked with helping out in the kitchen. Once I have grown accustomed to my duties, I hope to treat our hosts to traditional dolmen cuisine. In my native land, there exist individuals not unlike these adventurers. And without a master to serve, how does one know the path one must walk? Oh, you know. You just kind of feel the vibes. Colton, eh? An adventurer bends not to authority, but lives and acts according to his own beliefs. He is the master of his own destiny. That's true. Hozan. The Rising Stones. What a peculiar name for a sanctuary. I feel like I've heard all these already. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Rising Stones. With your cooperation, we hope to grow rich and transform this place into the piling gold. Teehee. Oh. Now, hold on. She had more. Oh, Igeld, forgive me, but I must see to the domain's needs. Yeah, I think I've heard all this. Okay. Is Thancred drunk? Yep. I also learned that, there's also some, like, really important, like, backstory stuff for, like, Minfilia and, Flamine in the, what's it called? What are these guys? Alchemist questline. Serpent Herald. I am come on behalf of the Elder Seedseer to petition the aid of your order. The antecedent has been apprised of the situation. Minfilia, what's going on? It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Igeld. The latest news from Uldar was most disturbing. Bunny bunny, banani banani banani, banani banani, bunny bunny bunny. Clearly, the only injury Alphino suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal. Fucking shit, goddamn. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other Scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Yeah, alright. Lord of Levin. Minfilia wishes to discuss the latest threat to arise in the Black Shroud. I kind of hope this is voiced, so I can just take a minute. Nope. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Uh-huh. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received fucking shit. Son of a bitch. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramu. Didn't we know about that already? I'm sorry. May have? Then it is not certain? Uh-huh. The Elder Seedseer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine you would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, twould surely not have... Twould surely not have escaped your notice. Got it. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. Thanks, Ida. I beg your pardon. You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it. I told Papalimo. I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. I already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orion stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan, the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. I'm sorry, the what, Paps? Paps, you want to run that by me one more time? The civilizing... Okay, we're just gonna keep going. Aigeld, through your dealings with the sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced of our intentions, maybe the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this way we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. Yeah, I'm like standing right here. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Aigeld. Pray report to Commander Hulwa at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Okay. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Okay. The Ward of Weapon. Here I am. Alright, we gotta go to Adder Nest. So as of today, we're about 14 days into Final Fantasy XIV Rite, or FF14 Rite, which is the month-long writing challenge for folks like me who really like this game. Where basically each day a prompt is put out and we write a fanfic based on that prompt. I, of course, have been focusing on my girl, Aigeld Sjork, and her adventures and relationships and stuff like that. A lot of mine have been, like... What jacket is that? That's really nice. The Urban Coat. Do I have that? I don't actually know. Urban Outfitters. What boots am I wearing? Urban boots. Oh, so that's just something I can get in-game. That's cool. Most of mine have been pretty, like, not hugely action-oriented. It's been a lot of, like, character interactions and stuff like that, which, I mean, is, like, the sort of thing that I'm, like, strongest with. Aigeld of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nafika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the Lotus Stand. Sick, bro. Where do I go for that? I can just loop around over here. Hey girl, hey. The other scions have already arrived, Batten. May I show you in? Yeah, alright. Everybody else got here, but did everybody else just come straight to the Lotus Stand? Why did I have to check in with the Twin Adder? Man, you guys was dealing with, like, a lot here, you know? You got fucking Garuda, you got fucking King Mongol Mog. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing well? Ishtola? I am most curious to hear how the Elder Seedseer means to treat with Lord Ramu. Ida, how you feeling? Whatever the Elder Seedseer is planning, I want you to know that I'll be right there by your side. And I'm sure Y'shtola won't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault. It kind of is. A little bit. Papalimo. It is said that once Ramu passes judgment, his wrath is implacable. 'Twould be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and its people are placed upon his scales. Banquid. I see the Sylphs have sent their own representative. There can be no doubt that. Sylphic servant. Oh, hello, Walking One. It is good to see a friend of Elder One. Yeah, absolutely. Connie Santa. How you doing?
Scions
Oh,
of the
shit.
Seventh Dawn.
It's voiced.
On behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands.
The Sylphlands.
Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children.
You will need to face him
Given
in
that
a
we
boss
and the
fight,
Sylphs
though.
found a way to share the Twelve's Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelve's Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
Yeah, alright.
You have my thanks.
I apologize. We didn't have the budget to have a voice actor for the Sylph emissary this time.
Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelve's Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Veorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
That's funny. Weather report didn't say anything about an ill wind. Anyways. Hawthorne Nut? No, it's Hut. It's Hawthorne Hut. Starts with an H. But yeah, I think I talked about this on my co-host. I don't feel like... I'm not like... I like everything I've written so far for FF14 right this year, but I don't feel like I have... managed to write anything that is, like, particularly noteworthy yet. Like, I've got some fics from last year that I'm just like, oh, this one was fucking incredible, actually. I, Gale of the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the Primal Ramu himself, an unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of the Leven might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Are they back yet? Leven an impression? Jimmy Buffett's Moogle-Readaville. Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. Oh, hey.
This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the Touched One summoned Lord Ramu.
Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good woman to her fellow Scions?
It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, please come with this one.
Alright. They're okay. I don't know where they went. They're like way in there, hold up. The tempered sylphs probably won't have any issue with me just like on a loud smoking motorcycle. They're probably fine with it. What are they gonna do? Bother me? I have the capacity to kill them in a single hit.
Wise ones have ventured deep, deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for Touched Ones.
And there they go again. Alright. Speak with Maxio again. Oh. Orpal.
This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to the Lord of Ramu.
Oh god.
Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like the Touched Ones. And so this one must suck and fuck. This one must suck and fuck. This one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One.
Okay, bye. If you say so. This one must. Has to. We don't. There's no choice in the matter. Hey everybody. How y'all doing? Don't ask. Suffice to say that we had something of a situation here. Ah, there you are. It is you, isn't it? What?
So, Thancred is Thancred, Papalimo is Papalimo, Y'shtola is Y'shtola, and you are you, right? Well, that's easy enough to remember. This one's name is Ida, in case Walking One was wondering. Joke! I'm joking!
So it's actually you. I am relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Y'shtola's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalimo. Ahem, my apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say that I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetheryte. Come, Aigale, Lord of Leven awaits! Oh, and everybody's walking off without me. I got onion. It's an onion. This etherite sucks. Oh, purple. And that one's got angry eyes. Oh. I think this one might be voiced.
Tynora betrays thee, servant of hiding.
Well. Okay, don't put my controller down. Got it. The facial hair on this man's. What's good, Ramu?
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
Yeah, that's me.
I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
Your presence here is actually very damaging to the environment.
Redanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I
Thus
pronounce
did
upon
they
thy
turn to
kind
me for
is
succor.
just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other.
Alright.
Thy conflict hath brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man.
Yeah, breast.
Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. For light and dark given form when man was born. It would explain much, not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I checked out its seed. What are we talking about? Hold on, I've got a shiny. Check this out.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee.
Yeah, I'm working on, like, my titles.
Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial.
Surprise! It's an
If
excuse
thou
for a
wouldst
boss
champion
fight.
The cause of harmony. I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee.
Yeah, alright. I can do that.
Yet
I'm
if
super good at
thou
that.
shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
You know, but no pressure.
I think that went really well.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Are you gonna await me on the field of battle?
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
It's the potato sack man. In his potato sack.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady.
He took off his
I
goggles,
must beg
revealing
thine aid
another
on
pair
a
of
point
goggles.
of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Yeah, alright. Like, I'm gonna pop in there, give him the old 1-2, and then pop back out. The striking tree hard. Alright. We're trying to get through this quickly. Oh, name of Thormarsh, Warley, or striking tree. For a moment, I couldn't remember if I left the cutscenes on, so I'm glad that I did. Excuse me. Hey, bro. Oh, I get here just in time for the best ARR Primal theme. He's looking far less horsey than I remember. Well, you know. Ah, damn. Alright. Yeah, take your time. Ow. Does this still count? Yeah, it still counts. Good. Yeah, hello, Cal. Art thou truly of man? Did it see this? Oh, wait, no, I'm dead. Never mind. Oh. Rumlaw. Alright, let's leave. Yeah, we're good.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
How'd I do?
And I judge thee a worthy champion.
I should think
The
so.
task of
I beat you
excising
in
the
like
sin that
a
hath
minute.
taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them.
Alright.
If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
But you know, no pressure or anything.
Oh, hey, Urianger.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Did the state of play really just open with
Witnessing thy
Roblox?
struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I
I
mistake
mean, it opened with
not,
baby steps, but the
it may
very
yet
next thing
prove
was
a chink in the
Roblox.
eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Sure, man. Sorry, I've got the state of play on my phone, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. Oh, I gotta go all the way back to fucking Little Sauce. Alright. Goat time. I think I got this during the last treasure trove. I'm pretty sure. Was this one on this treasure trove? No, this one wasn't on this treasure trove. They're showing off a bunch of VR stuff right now. Kind of keeping an eye on it. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is this like... Is this Resi? Capcom. Oh, it's Resident Evil 4 Remake VR. That's neat. That's cool. I dig that. Hi, Gale. You have returned. Dare I ask how Remu received your visit? Well, I killed him. He challenged you to a test of arms. It is well, then, that you have some experience in such matters. Yeah, I'm really good with arms. The peoples of both Garlia, Gridania, and Little Salts will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the Forest Champion of Peace. Oh, shit. Wait, hold up. I think they're announcing it. I think they're announcing fucking Separate Ways. Show me Ada. Show me Ada. Yeah! Separate Ways! We did it, everybody. We got Separate Ways Remake. The Elder Seats will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjuror at Nalfika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Eigeld. Oh, fuck. Hold up. Resident Evil 4, Separate Ways! Yeah. That's exciting. Can't wait for that. Pray return to the Lotus Stands. God, I'm gonna need to go back into Resident Evil 4. I'm gonna need to find time to go back into Resident Evil 4. Fuck!
I'm gonna need to get art to go back into Resident Evil 4. Avatar? Hey guys, it's James Cameron's Avatar. Everyone's real excited about this, right? I'm not. Oh, excuse me.
Welcome back, Honored Scion. We know we who knew of your mission have not have,
We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seed Seer awaits you within. Nailed it. I mean, that's literally the only thing the movies have going for them is the aesthetics. So, like, anything that's not the movies is probably better than the movies. Fair. But I also don't care.
Hi, Ishtola. It would seem that Eda's appraisal of the situation held some merit after all. Mayhap I should not be so swift to discount her intuition. You should have seen Maxio when we got back to Little Solace. Grateful is an understatement. I thought he was going to shake Papalimo's hand off.
Ah, the hero of the hour. Let us not keep the Elder Seed Seer waiting. Hold on, I have one more person to talk to.
I fancy my presence was more help than hindrance during our troubles with Leviathan, but this time around,
Well, even I have my off days. Love the Ida. Hi, Kaishana.
You are returned to us,
Oh,
dear
thank
friend,
God it's voiced.
and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
I beat his ass. Bunny, bunny, banani, banani.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano.
You know, I'm
or
pretty sure
to
it's the
rising
Garleans that
flood
attract
of
darkness.
refugees.
Who can say?
Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal
It's
our
unclear.
union. Yet the ties which bind
Ooh,
the
Ghost Runner
alliance
2.
strain under the weight of gross self-interest.
That's neat. Too bad I can't play any of these because I don't have a
As the
PS5.
scars of the calamity begin to
But maybe
fade,
some of them will be on
so
Xbox.
too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new
These, like,
sprung
new
realm
controllers
is
are
to
showing up? What
survive
is
beyond
this?
its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one.
Are
Yet
they
I
finally
fear
doing
that
customizable
dream is
controllers,
still
or
far off.
oh, is this just a red one? No, there's a blue one.
On behalf
there's
of
a
the
silver
people of
one.
Redania and the elementals both, I
But there's
thank
not a
you
see-through
for
one.
all that you and
So
your
it's
fellow
trash,
scions
actually.
have done.
The Deep Earth Collection.
Full oft have I been compelled
Okay.
to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return.
Ah, don't
As leader of
fret.
this
It's
nation,
no big deal.
I shall endeavor to
I'm
prove
paying
a
attention.
more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Another live service game, because we needed one, I guess. I looked up at this
Lord
scene
Ramuh
as
has
it was
departed.
as
Yet the
it
keening of his
transitioned into
ill
it, and I
wind
thought I
made
was
no
watching
less
the end
insistent.
of like Act 2 of fucking
Voices
Revenge of the
forest,
Sith.
Pray speak, and I shall listen.
Like I thought it was the
What
scene where the
unseen
Wookiees were like
evil
shooting
begets this
Yoda
unease
into the
in my
sky.
heart?
Very similar vibe. The people of Gridania are basically Wookiees. Anyway.
you should have seen.
Oh, wait, no. Okay.
Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Igeld?
I'd hoped Lord Ramu could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the Primal's sudden challenge.
Both of you do seem any Wildwood Ellison have body hair.
And it seems that Urianger, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Aigeld? Shall we go back to at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of of the day? Pray return. Ah!
This presentation is still going for this live service game. And I'm wondering if this is going to be like one of those things where it's just like, hey, this game that barely anyone cares about, we're going to devote 20 minutes of our presentation to it. We taking shots with every must needs. No, don't. You'll get alcohol poisoning. So I was thinking a little bit more about the current controversy with regards to the Ysayle costume on the cash shop. And I've decided I don't think it's as big a deal as, like, people are making it out to be. You know? Because, like, I've seen people point out that, like, one of the actual really good things about the Final Fantasy XIV cash shop is that at no point in the game is there ever any moment where it's just like somebody walks up to the screen, looks directly into your eyes, and it's just like, gosh, if only we had the Shadowkeeper mount now available for $20. Like, it's all incredibly optional. And I mean, like, the pieces in the game that people talk about, like, oh, this is just alternate colored versions of this that can't be dyed. It's just like, yeah, but if you dye those pieces, they don't look like Ysayle's outfit. You know? So I'm just like, I'm not about to, like, go out of my way to, like, argue with people on Twitter about, ooh, Spider-Man 2, about, like, whether it's actually good or not. I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, I am kind of looking at it like, okay, I don't think a $12 costume with a unique color palette is actually the big deal that we're making it out to be. And I don't think people acting like, I mean, the cash shop has been there for years, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure it was there when I started playing the game back in, like, 2013. I don't think it's that big a deal in the end, really.
Duty calls. Well, no matter the task, I have faith you will see it through to the end. Well, yeah, you know. Take care, Aigeld. I look forward to hearing all about your adventures when you return.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of people to talk to in here. Okay. Hosann, how you doing?
Children are quick to take to Eorzean ways, but I cannot claim the same flexibility. Igiri? I tried substituting native ingredients several times, but the result was but a pale imitation of authentic Doman cuisine. Koharu? Hey, Miss Aigeld, what's a Ramu? Is it cute and fluffy like a horse bird?
Column A, column B. Cute? No. Fluffy? Absolutely.
Mayhap one day we shall accompany you into the field, but for now we must see to less glamorous duties. Doare? Speaking with Master Coltonay has opened my eyes to a great many things. I had no idea the world outside Doma was so strange and wonderful. Yozan? Miss Aigeld, is it true you're going to go adventuring again? I'm so jealous. Worried about leaving us alone? Don't be. While the Archons are away, Hoary Boulder will keep the little ones safe.
Thanks, Hoary Boulder.
Spiders, man. Spiders, man.
They should put Spiders-Man in the next Spider-Verse movie. He's like my favorite alternate universe Spider-Man. We do love a good Hoary Boulder. We do, it's true. On this stream, we respect Hoary Boulder.
Welcome back, Aigeld. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Leven, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
Alright. Yo, they definitely just showed the Raimi black suit for Spider-Man 2, and that's pretty neat.
If everyone is ready, let us begin.
Ah, more voice actor
Urianger,
cutscenes.
the floor is yours.
What am I supposed to do with a floor?
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor.
Wow!
Speak of the Ascian clan.
Selnyam, thank you for the follow. Greetings from
Unwelcome
co-host.
though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
I wish physical destruction was only a temporary
In the
fuck
intervening time,
inconvenience for
Urianger
me.
and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my
Hello.
belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation,
Yeah.
the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension.
Uh-huh.
The etheric readings taken by Yashtola at the time of this transfiguration have
Yashtola.
proven most enlightening.
They'll figure it out eventually, don't worry. We'll get there.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was
Yes,
the agitation, I
Tola.
scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Yashtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
There's something really funny about, like, Ida's clothes
Before
being, like,
discussing
all
our new
sort of, like,
discoveries,
cloth and leather and
it may
everything, but then
benefit
she's
us
got,
all
like, the
to
big
recall
metal
what we know
boots.
of etheric behavior.
Oh. It's time for Minfilia's
Let us
PowerPoint
begin at
presentation.
what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die,
They don't do
our
this
spirits
anymore, and
dissolve
they
into
should.
The flow of ether and are returned
Because
to the
this is
ethereal
hilarious,
realm.
actually. I love this. Wait,
In
I forgot
turn,
Urianger shared a
the
voice actor with
restless energy
Baltier
which
back in
diffuses
ARR.
that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
I know exactly one voice
'Tis
actor
as the
from Realm
heavens
Reborn,
did
and it's
decree,
Richard Epcar.
The way of all mortal souls.
Mainly because Bato is my
Twixt
favorite
this
character in
world
all
and the
of
next
goddamn
do
Ghost in the Shell.
ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Fucked up if true.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they
Om
may
nom nom.
seem to live, their flesh is but ether-given shape.
Crunch that candy.
Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land
think
whence
Alphino
it
is voiced
came,
by Sam
and
Riegel.
the energy of its shattered spirit is called
There's only
back
like a
to the ethereal
handful
realm.
of voice actors that I really know by name, unfortunately.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do
Some of them
draw
are Sonic
forth
the
from
Hedgehog
sea
voice
of ether
actors.
To take their offering of
A
crystals.
fair
and
few
make
of
for
them are
itself
Sonic the
a
Hedgehog
new
voice
body.
actors.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals.
Get a load of that
they
guy.
exist in a manner all their own.
What a weirdo.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot,
He's probably
I
not gonna
witnessed
be
the
important
release of an
anymore, I'm
ethereal
sure.
cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A
Minions?
soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea.
Last game of the state of
perchance,
play seems to be
but no
the next Final Fantasy VII remake game. What is it? Rebirth?
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
Wild.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
Tancred, get out of here.
I
You're
am
not
sorry,
part
my
of
friend.
You're not part of the presentation.
For a
Tancred, get
mercy,
off the stage.
The weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
So I guess just anybody can just walk up on stage for this PowerPoint now, huh?
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
Alright.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey
The Final Fantasy VII
party
Rebirth
seeketh
trailer
to
is just
ascertain
making
the
me
fate
remember
of the
that I still need to
students of
finish Crisis Core.
Valdesian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
Eventually, it will turn back up, and it will be a
shall,
whole
Archon.
new area
Thank
that
you.
I haven't actually done anything really with. I haven't engaged with that for a while now, unfortunately. How's that staying on his head? Magic? Obvi? Oh, fuck. Egeorm, the Lord of Levin, is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramu's acquiescence was most intriguing. What's this guy been up to? Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Organization 13. I was gonna say Altima. Aren't there still like a handful of Ascians that we don't know what they're up to or like what happened with them? As far as I'm aware? The limitless potential of man. Heidelin's servant grows mightier by the day. I think it's exactly 2. They're looking for the door to darkness. Because like, what is it? There's
So, without getting into spoilers, we know about, like, what happened to Elidibus, Egeorm, Nebrialis, I'm pretty sure. Fandaniel. Labria, Nebrialis, Elidibus, Fandaniel. Emmett Selk. There's the 2 from Eden. There is the one... There's the one who started the Flood of Light on the first. I think, unless he's one of the ones from the ones of from Eden. There's the one responsible for what happened to the students of Baldesion. Two of the 3, Dudelaphon, Emerlolth, Pastura. Okay.
Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan.
Wan?
Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort.
Oh no, that's La Habrea.
Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise.
Wait, the wiki reminded me that Shadowhunter killed the dude.
Oh yeah, he did.
Well, did he? Cause like, okay, cause we're gonna be learning shortly that there's very specific conditions that have to be meant to actually kill an Ascian. So like, is the Shadowhunter like actually killing them? Or is he just sending them back to like the respawn lobby?
That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Jesus Christ!
No, I'm kidding. It's Zodiark. See, there he is. Sort of, kind of. It's a statue. Hey, Minfilia. Guardian of Eorzea. The Forbidden Jolly Rancher. Stick that statue in my mouth.
Now, the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Aigeld.
Hori, my beloved. I love Hori Boulder. Like, it's kind of a shame that there's so many, like, there's a spider on my window. Like, on the outside of my window. Hey, little guy. What are you up to? It's such a shame that there's so many sort of, like, secondary scions that, like, don't really get a whole lot of focus. Like, fucking Hori Boulder is, like, I think the only one of, like, the secondary scions to ever get, like, a voice actor. And that's not until fucking Endwalker.
It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless services to the realm. It mentions, in particular, the names of all of the defeated primals. Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogomog the 12th, Good King Mog, Lord of all the land, Kupo, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all.
Yeah, it's me. I did that, because I'm super cool and sexy.
And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. Don't tell the others, though. They'll get jealous. You are a true hero, Aigeld, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence.
This actually brings up something. I know, recently, I think during FanFest, I believe that Yoshi P mentioned that he wanted to potentially offer a later game starting point for new players. And that makes me wonder about, like, if players are allowed at a late game starting point, like, what is the lore going to be for that, you know? Like, is it going to be like, oh, if you start in the late game, they give you, like, oh, hey, here's everything your character did up to this point? Or is it like, hey, everything that happened previously still happened, but, like, the Scions took care of it? Like, they actually are... The Scions actually are really adept at their jobs, even if you're not there. I love there's a love triangle in dialogue with the secondary Scions because Hori is too gay to notice what's her name making gaga eyes at him. Are we talking about, like, the girl that's, like, only into him when he's paired with his brother? Like, she's not into either of them individually, she's into them as a set? Like, this girl wants to get spit roasted by the Boulder Brothers.
Pray, do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop.
I mean, can you blame her? Anyways, that's Coltone's job. To get spit roasted by the Boulder Brothers?
Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own.
Oh, wait, hold on.
And why, even without their encouragement, you may rest assured, or you may fucking goddamn... Hello, Lucas. You may be assured that man would foment strife on his own. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I've actually already fomented peace with all of the beast tribes. I've done all of that off screen. I'm actually really good. I'm actually really into the beast tribe storylines. I kind of hope that one day they actually add the beast tribe storylines to New Game Plus, because I would love to play through all of those on stream.
And yet, despite all of this, our deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but I think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Allies who definitely aren't putting together a NGO army in order to potentially commit war crimes without their knowing. They definitely aren't putting anything together like that. Why, if they were doing something like that, you know I would be the first to say, hey, this is a really bad idea. But thankfully, no one is doing that behind our backs. Of the beastmen who wish not of conflict, of the beastmen who wish not of conflict, and who now you call friend. Yeah, see?
Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement that I'm tight with the beastmans. Especially the Amalja. We need more Lunga content. Absolutely! There's a part of me that really hopes that, like... Because, like, they've been doing a lot of good stuff recently with, like, fun little side quests that, like, cycle back to, like, earlier content. Like, I'm thinking specifically, like, Tataru's Grand Endeavor, covering a lot of, like, the optional stuff, like the trial, like how they did, they circled back to, like, Void Ark, the Auspices, Sorrow of Wurlet. Yeah, be a damn shame if someone's making an NGO behind our backs. Anyway, hey, Alphino, how's things?
Of Alice, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the Calamity.
Yeah, we did that too. You can see me do all of this stuff on the original streams that I did 2 or 3 years ago when Endwalker was on the horizon.
And then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alec that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon.
Yeah, that all worked out really well for everyone involved.
Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall.
Uh-huh. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Huh? Oh, it's the kid. It's the boy. Who's definitely not forming an NGO behind our backs.
Elfino! I take it the troubles of Ul'dah no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Ah, I have a message for you from Il. L.A.? L? I don't know. Ahem, you recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing. They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Elfino, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out.
Haha, get owned, idiot. God, Realm Reborn era Alphino is such a little shit. I love him, honestly.
Eigeld, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige with him with the bibby? With the bibby.
With the bibby. Those are words I said. And away we go. Wait, hold up. Alphino.
After we parted in Ul'dah, I paid a visit to the refugees. Though a fundamental solution remains far off, I believe that at the very least there should be no armed uprisings in the near future. I am given to understand that you resolved the matter of Ramuh. I will ask Minfilia for a full report when next we speak. You have done well, Eigeld.
Just saw State of Play. Yeah? What are your thoughts? I didn't really, like... I was born until FF7 Rebirth. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, and it reminded me that I need to finish Crisis Core. The temptation is to say that I didn't see anything I'm interested in, but part of the issue there is that the reason I didn't see anything I'm interested in is because I don't have a PS5, and I don't really plan to get one, especially since FF14 is going to be coming to the Xbox Series X now. Like, I don't have a reason to upgrade. Like, maybe sometime in the future, like, if Silent Hill 2 Remake is the only game that comes out that, for, like, the upcoming Silent Hill stuff that is PS5 exclusive, then I have no reason to get a PS5. If they tell me that Townfall, Silent Hill F, and only those two end up being PS5 exclusive as well, then okay, maybe, you know? Generally speaking, I find State of Play's presentation to be pretty boring, even though I have a PS5.
I realize you must be quite tired from your travails, but I would most appreciate if you could find a moment to speak to young Yozan. He has been through much in his own right, I am sure.
I was disappointed by FF7 Remake, but Rebirth is looking like a huge improvement. The game will sell PS5s. It will sell PS5s purely because Vincent is in it, and Vincent's cool. The Shadow the Hedgehog of Final Fantasy VII. Oh, does everybody have new dialogue now? Oh, I gotta talk to everyone. Hold up.
With the Doman younglings dashing around hither and yon, there's hardly a moment of peace to be had. That said, traveling with Ida, it's not as if I knew peace to begin with.
I gotta give Papa Limo his awful, awful voice.
The storm has passed, and a moment's quietude is ours. Tartar sauce. Tataru is using her newfound time to further her studies, and I would follow her example. If living in Eorzea has taught us anything at all, it's that such restful moments are fleeting. Dark clouds ever stir anew on the horizon. I told Flamine about her adventures in the Sylphlands, fake Thancred and all. You won't tell the real Thancred, will you? I do not know where we would be without Higiri. The girl has worked tirelessly for us ever since her arrival. Do you suppose all Doman women are so diligent?
I don't like to make broad statements about specific peoples, generally speaking. Flamine racism moment. No. I shouldn't fucking say that. That's mean. That's mean. Flamine, if you will. Anyway, despite all the hardships they have faced, the younglings pursue their training with great zeal. We older ones would do well to follow their example. Ah, hi, Galt. Care to watch the lessons before you journey on your way? I dare say your presence would go far to inspire the younglings. I feel weird calling them younglings. I have bad experience with people called younglings, in that, you know, they get murdered by Hayden Christensen. Hosan! Many of my countrymen have found work as frontier hands, helping to transport supplies and continue the expansion of Revenant's Toll. Rip bozos. I have been tasked with keeping the equipment here in good repair. It is not particularly glamorous work, but I would help in any way I can. I hope everyone's been having a good day. A lot of gaming news today. A lot of really exciting gaming news that I'm excited to talk about. Not now, though, because this is Final Fantasy XIV, which means we only discuss Final Fantasy XIV things. Well, I mean, why do you act like a grandma? You're 37. You aren't even 40. This is what I've been saying. Everybody who's 30 in this game acts like they're in their fucking 50s. Never is a woman more lovely than when she's hard at work, I say. A wild rose, strong and beautiful, blooming tall in the face of frozen winds. Thancred, please don't hit on Higiri. 137, 138, 130... Oh, hello there. I've been charged with keeping inventory. Flamine tells me it's a vitally important... Oh dear, I seem to have lost count. Anime old people be like... They got wrinkles. They're talking about the good old days. They are 25 years old. Sid included, that man is 34. Repetition and routine begets skill. Skill begets confidence. I would do what I can to see the Domans regain their strength of will. Hori Boulder, can you say gobby booms for me? Just one more time. I'm excited to hear Hori Boulder say gobby booms again. If I were as big as a mountain, strong as a bear, like Mr. Boulder, Mr. Boulder is, maybe I would like fighting more. Are you taking a rest too? Promise you'll play with us again soon. That game of hide-and-seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I've had in forever. Yozan's always been the strongest of us, but even he's no match for Koharu when she's mad. Hello? We're about to go fight Hori Boulder. Hori's great.
I must let you know that I've given in to temptation. I am an easy mark for advertisements.
Did you get that cat game that's advertising with that song that Justin Bieber's in?
Yeah. I have it. Look.
Is it good?
It's fun. This adds every single song, but it's fun.
I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah.
Look, it's Miss Igale. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Igale? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals.
What's all this commotion then?
Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonay, do you know that Miss Igale is back?
Uh-huh. So it would seem. Welcome home, Igale. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hori Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coultonay. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the art of combat. Ah, I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Igale if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. Coultonay, do you want to say anything? I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Igale? Demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. I don't have a sword. Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against the legend. Well, mayhaps I am, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Eigeld? Would you consent to spar with me?
Okay. Hurrah! We're gonna have a tournament! Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing.
And there they go. In their identically aesthetic clothing. Do try not to disappoint then, Let's teach the kids what a man getting his ass kicked looks like. Have faith, Coltonay. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of the town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Unfortunately, we can't do solo trials unsynced. We have to do them at regular level. Is this a solo trial? I actually don't remember. What are we in right now? Like 2.3, I think? I'm getting hungry. I need food. You know what I'm still kind of sad about? That we never got an Allied Beast Tribe quest line for Shadowbringers. Like, I don't know what they would have done, because, like, the common thread in those is that there's a specific antagonist that keeps showing up in them, and then he dies horribly, only to show up again, and he's fine. But, like, obviously, given the context of Shadowbringers, he couldn't actually be there. But, like, maybe there could have been somebody who looks remarkably like him, but, like, with his eyepiece on the right side of his face. Since becoming a scion, I have had much opportunity to hear news of your epic deeds. I must confess, then, that my excitement rivals that of the children's at the prospect of seeing you in action firsthand. That is a damn shame for sure. The pixies and dwarves need to interact. I'm sure the dwarves don't want that. But also the Kikani. Was that what they were called? Hold up. Allied. Kitari. That's right. Raka. Is spying dangerous? I don't think I want to see anyone else being hurt. Oh, I'm gonna kick Hori's ass. Don't worry. We had a master of lessons back in Doma, and the way he taught us was very different from Mr. Boulder. I'm not sure which way is better, but I think I like them both. We got a Geralt on the first just with hair. Why not an evil eye patch man? I'm in the final stretch of Darksiders. Are you enjoying it? Now that you've kind of, like, hit a stride with the combat. As we left the Rising Stones, Mr. Thancred asked us where we were going. I told him we were off to watch you and Mr. Boulder fight, and he looked very surprised. I hope we haven't made him cross. No, he's probably just worried for Boulder's safety. Miss Eigeld is here. Let the battle begin. Mortal combat! 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Eigeld. I trust you are ready to begin. Selective. I suppose I could just do very easy, but no, we'll do normal. We're just, like, let's give Hoary Boulder the fight he deserves. Got the armor and missing only one artifact. Nice. Oh, the Abyssal armor? The Abyssal armor's pretty good in Darksiders 1, even if it is just a recolor. I like the design for the Abyssal armor that they give War in Genesis a lot more. I think one thing that I was kind of bummed about with regards to Shadowbringers is, without getting into too much spoilers, I kind of wish there were more alternate versions of characters, like notable characters, on the first. I think that would have been fun. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. I wish I could have had it earlier. It increases your defense, but it's a little too late. Yeah, it is. That's what makes me, like, wonder. I can't recall if there's a New Game Plus, but, like, perhaps. Getting the Abyssal armor in Darksiders 2 is a little bit more of a chore. I never ended up getting it in that. But in Darksiders 3 in Genesis, it's a lot easier. Darksiders 3, you get it from completing one of the DLCs. There is no New Game Plus, but you can choose to start with the armor. Yeah. Very well. Let us know. Oh, wait, no, I read that already. Ahem. Hori, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? That is Aigeld you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Oh, thank you. Without Aigeld to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today.
I don't know what fucking accent I'm giving this man.
Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Okay. Hello. You haven't begun yet, have you? Who's this? Oh, it's Ida. You're giving a bolder accent. Ida, what? Who are all these people?
When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on.
Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Aigeld's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You exclaimed victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake.
Everybody loves me. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder.
Uh-huh. We shall soon see. On your guard! Oh, fuck! Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes the time to test them. Said Hori Boulder. Oh. Ugh, such power! The tails barely do you justice!
Okay, so, like, can you lose this? When Thancred was a...
Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be.
I'm sorry, I can't read chat messages right now. Also, hi, G-Man.
Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. Why did you fade out? Did I black out for a moment? Oh, shit! I know how to do this. I know how to play TF2. You take out the healer first! Wait, am I still... What level am I? I'm doing a lot of damage, fuck!
Oh no, he looks hurt. Miss Aigeld is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder.
Disappoint the younglings! Frog! Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue! Oh. Alright. Oh, are we done? Oh, no, he's still invincible. Alright.
I don't think you can win it. I don't think you can lose it on purpose. You're a monk. Of course you do damage. I mean, yeah. Maybe I should have gone in as a gunbreaker? Aigeld wouldn't have a second job at this point. She would still be pure monk. She would also have been a male aura. Can you lose this? When Thancred was a bard that never played or sang anything. Like, maybe you win the first round and then lose, give him the W. You're a monk, of course you can do.
You've bested me. I yield.
Don't feel bad. I'm super strong and cool as hell.
That was incredible! She beat them both at the same time!
We knew you couldn't lose, Aigeld. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea.
Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same.
Oh, she's cute. Look at these characters who won't show up ever again. But we're given their own looks and everything. There was a blue-haired cat girl in there. I want to be friends with the blue-haired cat girl.
Impressive as always, Aigeld. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess.
Wow, I have a blue-haired cat girl.
What? No way!
And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title.
I have a preference for gentlewoman adventure. Do you recall when we first met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. Technically, we met on a cart traveling to... Okay, but, you know, whatever. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expanded towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. You see, I'm from Sharlayan, where we're all incredibly cultured and very smart, and always make good decisions. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed just to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nation's too self-involved and unstable. If there's one thing that Sharlayans are good at making, it's good decisions. If there's two things Sharlayans are good at making, it's NGOs. If there's three things the Sharlayans are good at making, it's toast. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsires sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. They are not good at making toast. They are now. I did the quest for it. Gauge, their toast has fish and peas in the flour. No, it's good now. I did the quest for it. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Alphino, you are a child. Why must you talk like this? Because he's because he's not just a child. He's a child that went to college early and then drew pretty women's portraits to get them to pay attention to him. Because he's from Sharlayan. Though he never put such feelings into words. I love that Alphino canonically learned to draw to impress women. That's great, actually. I want to take a moment to stress that. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I, too, will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Yeah, that sounds like it won't backfire on you. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat, and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians, is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. Alphino, I don't like where this is going. I'm just putting it out there. And if you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Okay? Alphino, it sounds like a bad idea. He's walking away. He is already walking away. I think it would be good to have a freestanding army that doesn't answer to anyone. Don't you think that would be a good idea, my friend? Quite frankly, it might be the most perfect idea ever. And I don't think anyone would disagree with me. Alphino, why can't you just get really into Fortnite instead? Hello, Thorns! Welcome to the Shark Stream. Good to see you. Hope you've been good. Or bad. Either one, really. I'm not a cop. Bro, I'm so fucking excited for Princess Peach Showtime. I am too. I'm gonna probably talk about that on my next stream, since this is Final Fantasy 14 hours. But yes, me also am excited. Honestly, the Direct was really good today. And I will talk about that, but first I need to voice all of these people. Our Doman farming methods have been adopted here on the frontier. 'Tis too early yet to know if they will prove to be effective. Peach has unironically always been my top 5 favorite video game characters. Peach is great. Actually. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go grab a muffin real quick. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. I had a revelation when I was out getting my muffin. That revelation was that I hadn't actually eaten lunch. And no wonder I was so hungry. I have to go pick up my wife and figure out dinner. Good luck with the stream. Thank you for stopping by. I wish Ida were not so eager to look into the future when we have so many problems in the here and now. I can't wait for Alphino to start his new company. I love making new friends. His what? I fear Ida's optimism is beginning to affect my better judgment, and your tendency to triumph against the most terrible of foes is certainly not helping matters. Your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. Perhaps I should arrange a sparring match of my own. Gage, go eat food. I ate a muffin! Leave me alone! No, this won't do it all, and then I'll have to... Oh, hello, Igald. If you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment. 'Tis not enough that I am here for my daughter. I must do what little I can to help you succeed. Help you all succeed in your monumental tasks. This place has become a hive. It's a hive. This place has become as a hive, and its bees flit about in constant motion. Perhaps it is soothing. Perhaps a soothing pot of tea will coax one or two to alight and take a moment's rest. My people's spirits were thoroughly crushed by the loss of our homeland. But thanks to your courage and generosity, I see their inner flames once more flicker back to life. I too have felt my strength of will make a gradual return. Do I have a good news for you about what we're going to be doing in 2 expansions? I thought the idea foolish at first, but it seems that the sparring match well served its purpose. Why, I can hardly wait to return to my studies and seek to improve upon my technique. Igald, I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. And I must thank the gods 'twas not a duel to the death. I will, however, cherish the lesson for each scrape and bruise as I work to better my swordplay. Mr. Boulder fought well, but he was no match for you, Miss Igald. Just you wait. One day I'll be good enough to knock you from the top of your mountain. Okay. Sure, kid. We need to decide who in our Adventurers Guild will do what. I'm fairly sure Yozan will have to be the sword fighter. He always has to be in the thick of action. I like the way Mr. Coultonay fought, with no swords or fists. I wonder, if I studied hard, would I be able to cast spells like that too? Probably. Mr. Boulder is sore and beaten, but he said he'd return straight to his training. I don't think he likes to lose. Alright, Guardian of orders here to speak with Albino and the Rising Stones. Let's go! Minfill, we are? With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphino has long been laying the groundwork for this organization of his, and he looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray lend him what aid you can. Thank you for coming, Igald. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. I hate this idea already. If there's 4 things Charlians are good at, it's background checks. And you gave me shit for saying they're good at toast. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. It is my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Excuse me. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. So that's the answer. If you want to avoid burnout, just form an NGO. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning grand company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval, excuse me. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Want to avoid burnout? Get a hyper-capitalist to fund your NGO. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Lominsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Bulwark? Bulwark? So, like, Part 5 of Realm Reborn covers up through 2.3, right? That's generally how it works? Is that the Part 1 usually covers, like, point 1 through point 3 of any given spanch? Like, how far am I now before finishing this part? Because, like, I started this particular, like, section of New Game Plus back before Endwalker came out, when I was trying to, like, play through as much of New Game Plus as I could. So the fact that we're still mid-part 5 is... I don't know how to feel about it. Oh, I just gotta telepro. That's right. Get a load of that guy. One Piece has been renewed for a second season, everybody. And apparently... that guy's T-posing. Don't worry about it. I guess Netflix is pretty confident that everything going on with, like, the writers and actors strikes right now will be resolved. Hopefully, I guess. They do have to get through at least 2 seasons before they can cancel it, I suppose. It'll still take a while to get the scripts ready. I wonder why. Ah, okay. Interesting. Oda decided to put out the announcement of the renewal for a 2nd season and teased that Chopper's going to be introduced, which is wild to think about, considering what I know about the series pacing, in that Chopper should still be a ways off. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blofuswit. While the Admiral and I are finalizing permissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. Hey, hon. Is it baby food time? Baby food time! As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. Cal says hi. Natalie says hi. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter, that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Oh, and he's gone. To the drowning witch! So we'll probably go for like another hour. Because I'm gonna probably be starting the Dishonored stream pretty late. Just because, you know, folks need rides, I need to get food, that sort of thing. I need to, like, actually eat a meal. Carvalane! How are you doing, you scallywag? An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say, your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Whatever. I'll have business with you later. A later expansion. Hold on, I forgot that I actually wanted to share this with my friends. Hold up. I fucking love in that video, just like, it's gonna be a while before the scripts are ready. It's just like, yeah? Why is that? There a reason it might take a bit for the scripts to be ready? Perhaps some manner of, worker dispute going on right now? Might have peaked my mic a little bit there. Master Alphino's new organization. Yes, I had heard of the formation of his trial company and was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must needs receive my full attention. Alright. Am I gonna have to do this in every fucking city? It's just a fetch quest, but I'm trying to fetch people.
It's been so long since I've done these. I remember I was checking the... I pop into the FF14 co-host tag every now and then. Something that's actually really nice about co-host, at least right now, is that it is still a relatively small platform. So, like, when you go into, like, tags and stuff like that, generally speaking, they're not, like, super active, so, like, you can kind of keep up with them pretty well. And you end up seeing, like, similar people show up kind of again and again. Selnyam, who was here earlier, is actually somebody I know from co-host. Excuse me. But I remember somebody made a post recently about how, like, there does need to... and this is something that I agree with. I feel like there does need to be sort of an examination of, like, how people are kind of pitching this game. Where it's just, like... as somebody who played this back in 2013, I loved doing all this sort of shit. You know? I played the game how it was originally released as A Realm Reborn. And I had a great time doing it. I had a great time working my way through the story. It is, without a doubt, better now in some of the, like, the stories that the game manages to tell as it goes on. Stuff like, you know, Heaven's Word, Shadowbringers, so on and so forth, are better than Realm Reborn. I would not dispute that. But I feel like in the process of trying to explain that, like, the stuff that's later on is a lot better than the Realm Reborn, I feel like we're, like, kind of tanking people's expectation of A Realm Reborn. You know? And I feel like that's going to do more damage to the game's reputation than anything. Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvelin's door. She wants to fuck him so bad it makes her look stupid. Look at these fucking... oh my god. Why are we sitting like this? You see any bleeding chairs? Look at these fucking delinquents. I love that. I love that. Team Skull. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like... I get that, like, looking back on the game, A Realm Reborn is, like, comparatively, like, rougher, you know? A precursor to a united Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldic and Vimeli's keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Lesbian pirate Team Skull. I don't know. It's just this whole thing where it's like, I feel like it would be better to be kinder to Realm Reborn. You know? Like, it has, like, its issues, and there's been, like, massive improvements as, like, the game goes... as, like, the game and the story goes on. At the same time, it's like... it's one of those things where it's just like, your pitch is essentially, hey, it gets really good once you're, like, 50 hours into it. I think the problem is that people will give up on FF14 because ARR goes on for so goddamn long. I think it's better to encourage people to find, like, things that they like about it, like, even as they're playing through it, you know? I can count the people who gave up around the Titan era. And I think another part of it is just, you also sort of need to factor in just, like, the disposition of the person playing, you know? Because, like, I know... I have one friend who was already not super into the idea of playing through the game. And in doing so, like, they're going through Realm Reborn, and they are focusing on, like, how it is... If you're not willing to engage with it, or if, like, you're coming at it from, like, not a good place to begin with, it is going to be a slog. And I don't want to say that's, like, their fault or anything. It isn't, because, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's an MMO, and an MMO generally carries some kind of, like, expectation about what you're going to be doing. But, like, it is one of those things where it's just, like, if you're going into it and, like, one of the big things you've been hearing is just, like, oh, you got to get through the beginning and get to Heavensward and then it gets really good. Then it's like, well, now you're looking at what you're playing and all you can see at it is the bad stuff because you're expecting, like, oh, it will get good later. But on the other hand, I've got another friend who has been playing through it, and their experience has been considerably more positive. And again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying that, like, either one of these people is, like, incorrect or correct in their approach to it. I'm saying that, like, there are different ways to approach it, and those ways are going to be shaped by the attitudes of people who have recommended it to them, you know? So, like, if you go into it and you've got people, like, hyping it up and being just like, oh, yeah, like, you know, this stuff is really cool, there's really good music at this part, this is actually a really kind of, like, shocking turn of events, so on and so forth. This is a very fun character, these are my favorite quests, blah, 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 blah. Then, yeah, it's probably going to be, like, a more positive experience. But, like, if one of your, like, if one of the main things you've been hearing is about how, like, you need to play through 40 hours of the game before it actually gets good, then, like, that's already getting off on the wrong foot. And I don't think it's necessarily that person's fault when, like, you know, all they're getting is what, like, the common, like, discussions are around it. So I don't think it is quite a situation where it's like, you know, we don't have to hype Realm Reborn up more than it deserves. It's hard to sell both crowds of this feels like a lot and it's intimidating. Also, this is really slow to get through, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, I think it's worth acknowledging that there is a lot to get through in Realm Reborn. And, I mean, that is to be expected, admittedly, because it's the base game. You know? It's the base game. It is a re-release of an MMO that was already not well received initially. You know? Like, 1.0 was already looked upon with disdain, and they needed to essentially do a full reset. So, like, Realm Reborn needed to come out and needed to have, like, a lot of content, because, like, this might have been all they might have got, you know? There's nothing that, like, there's nothing to say, there was nothing to say that, like, they wouldn't try releasing Realm Reborn and it might have flopped again, for one reason or another, you know? Like, maybe people wouldn't be willing to give it another chance. They were, and thank goodness for that, because now we've got everything we have. It was a fantastic time for the time ARR came out. The design philosophy has not aged well, but I mean, old cheddar is still good. Yeah. And I mean, like, they've done what they can. Part of the issue with the Titan sequence of events is you can't really cut out the Company of Heroes. Like, because of stuff that happens later in the game, you literally can't cut out the Company of Heroes because all of those characters and the way that they interact and, like, come together is so important to stuff later in the game. Well, if it ain't I, Geld, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough or daft enough to see the shortcut to Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Riol, don't ye? Formerly of the Company of Heroes, 3 whistles of Bronze Lake. Aye, it ain't often I drag me arse out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? Yeah? You looking to put together a new crew? Top-tier work? Ha! Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alrighty, lass, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into me grave just yet. Okay, thank you, Riol. I love you. Bye-bye. Riol's another one of those, like, secondary scions that I actually really like. I actually do not remember what you're talking about, but I also can't stick around and I won't hold you back on the discussion. Basically, what I'm getting at is that I think at the end of the day, like, we just sort of generally need to be kinder to Realm Reborn, mostly for the optics of, like, people who are, like, getting into the game. And be like, just like, hey, you know, this is going to take a bit to get through. It's the base version of the game. It has a lot of content in it because it needed to at the time that it came out. But, like, you know, if you stick with it and, like, there's a lot of fun to be had. If you have... One of the big things, I think, is that as much as, like, Final Fantasy XIV is positioning itself to be, more friendly to, like, people who, like, maybe want to play solo or, like, maybe don't have, like, great internet connections and thus, like, you know, playing with other people isn't always going to work out, especially for, like, dungeon crawling. I think playing with friends helps a lot. So I would say, like, one of the things is just like, hey, this is going to take a while. It's a lot of content in the base game. It's worth playing. It's worth getting through. Even if the stuff later is, like, a considerable improvement in terms of, like, the writing and the characters and everything. And you're going to have a great time if you have friends to play with. Even if they're just talking to you and not playing alongside you. Absolutely! Hi, Gale. Your recruiting went well, I trust. I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Lominsa. I got one guy. Okay, but I gotta go put pants on and grocery food. Alright, you have a good one. Ah, a member of the legendary Company of Heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. Anyone enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. Take care, Gage, and pet Igeld for me. I will. I, too, was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray, continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nofika's altar. Bye. The wind is blowing so loud here I'm having trouble hearing. Woof. That's pretty loud wind. Old Guabania. It's the older one. The older of the two. My audience with the eldest seeds here is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see the task of recruitment here in Gridania.
After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous by the airship ticket counter as before.
If I didn't know twisters are impossible in this area, I'd be very scared. I don't know why I said very scared. Okay, I only gotta talk to 4 people here. To the amphitheater. Do you want to join the Grand Company of Crystal Waves? No? Laurentius. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler, a regular patron at Buscaron's. Oh yeah, I know this guy. Ah, this is the patch before the patch drill mark is in. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less of my past, the better, I suppose. What of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? What is your policy on reformed convicts? As men stand, the wood whalers will have naught more to do with me. This may just be the second chance I was looking for. Revenants told you, say. I shall leave at once. Shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. Okay, Laurentius, bye-bye. Got fucking Heidelin eerily singing answers in the background. Catching up to Dromark. It's not difficult, really, considering how much Dromark needs to do.
Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, Eicheld, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've come. Mother Mione tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home.
My back's perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me in bed to my bed if you think you prevent me from... Ow. Well, mayhaps I will just rest for just a short while. I'm having a lot more luck in, fucking... Oh, God, do I need to ask the fucking Hawk Manor butler? Hey, man, do you want to join the Grand Company of Eorzea?
You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land.
This man is so... This man can fit so much depression in him. Alright, Sanguled.
There's not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited. This company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Oh, hi, Alphino. What news, Hygeld? For my part, the elder Seatsier was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Uldar whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Yeah, alright. Do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Alright, he said Royal Promenade, Sue. Casting strip? Yeah, here we go. I feel like I've been getting followed by a lot of, like... There's accounts that, like, follow people who post in the VTuber tag. It's just like, oh, comms open, and then you go to their Twitter account and they don't have any original art in their media tab. Like, period. Uldar, the Gilded City, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves to be as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Hygeld. I was literally just down, and he's gone. No. Oh, okay. So it's the merchant strip that I need to go down to anyway. Down to the steps of Thal. Oh, here we go. Hey guys, how's it going? Orson! Oh, what a happy coincidence! Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson, of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on Drybone's less fortunate. Most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, was it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I shall wish you well in this undertaking. Thank you. Oh boy. We're just running all over the goddamn place. Yellow Moon! I'm sorry. You wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, miss. Wow. I didn't even get a chance to ask her out. I wasn't even going to. Still, I feel the pangs of rejection. They sting. Huh? Wait, you're the lady who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't... I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Anyway, that disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland and about the outsiders saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated, and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So here I am. A new company of champions. And you say it will take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Okay, bye, Willred. Hi, J. Apple King. Welcome to the Shark Stream. We're kind of closing in on our last bit here. We got half an hour left before we're going to go ahead and close this stream out. And then we will reconvene probably around, like, I don't know, maybe 8 o'clock-ish Central Standard Time. We're gonna be going pretty late with Dishonored. Landibert. Aye, you'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the streets say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. You think you're recruiting for a just cause, and you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Wow, this guy had us read to filth immediately. Like, right away, he saw the signs. Hey, Scent Goat. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Fair enough. Alvino. How fair do you, Igeld? What hidden gems do the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? Bunny bunny, banani banani banani, banoni. A single Alamegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Igeld. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. Okay. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Sure, man! Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Sure, little man. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let's return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. Alpha, no, I'm gonna be real with you. I got a bad feeling about this. Voice cutscene? Please voice cutscene? Nanamo! In her little onion dress. This seems like a voiced cutscene.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation. Yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors.
Grumbling.
Ulda is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have
Bitches,
doubts as
bees,
to the good
grumbling.
this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
That would be silly.
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace.
How could that
They have spared
possibly
us no end
happen?
of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
Would you like me to kill him, Your Majesty?
I have explored all avenues available to
I
us, Your
could
Grace.
totally kill that guy
As
for you.
Uldan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Yeah, girl, it sucks.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Okay, it's time to go Rising Stones. Okay. How have I been? I've been alright. Had my week off, came back, refreshed, raring to go. Excited to get back into streaming. Okay. All of this dialogue is still the same. Hey guys. With this... Oh, hold up. Oh, she already said that. It is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our efforts is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, High Guild. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. I guess she is.
Greetings, Igale. Alphino tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphino to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late. I wonder if Slaffborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires?
Yeah, alright. Okay. Same dialogue? Yep, okay. Okay, so if I'm looking at this right, it's this one, the next one. We have 3 quests to go before the end of 2.3. Heretical harassment makes me excited because I know what that means we're getting to. What can I do for you, Igeld? Thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Bunny, bunny, banani, banani. Ah, I barely noticed your recruits arrived. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer of aid, it is more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run.
Slaffborn! The shipment! We couldn't! Oh, it's the Doman.
Godswoman, what befell?
We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over to Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us.
There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence do these supplies originate?
House Fortan. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper.
Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Igeld, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortal? I think the head of them I'm pretty sure Horst Chiffon wants to fuck me. Pretty sure. It seems like a reasonable assumption. I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures.
Okay.
Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Hoshfont will be glad of your assistance. Yeah, probably. If he's not too busy ogling the shirtless dudes that he has doing push-ups in the corner. You know how Horst Chiffon can be. Excuse me.
Curtis Central Highlands.
Whee. Ow! My HP. Archivant! Get this shit off the table.
Well, well, if it isn't my fine friend, Igale Sjork. Would you care for a plate of roast caracul, some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the time of your arrival is no coincidence.
You suspect correctly! Bunny bunny, banani banani.
The incident with the New Frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest.
Yeah.
Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil.
Yeah, that's one less issue that you have to deal with.
Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies
banani,
or
banani.
her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of
Yeah,
gratitude
exactly.
that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed.
Yeah, man, it
Poor
sucks.
fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart.
Oh, yeah?
But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name.
It's a sale. I mean, what? I don't know
What
that
we do
yet.
know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Uh-huh.
Halone's blessings be upon you.
It is Halone.
Though I
God.
take no pride in the admission.
I can never
Many
remember.
of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons? It might be otherwise.
I never remember if it's Halone or Halone.
But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
God, he's so cool. What a cool guy Horchefant is.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Thanks, man. Ooh. Masked Hrothgar. And away we go. In our car. Do 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 Daytona. I can just fly. I can just do that. Fuck roads. Oh God, excuse me. Excuse me, everybody. Don't mind me. Ah, there he is. Igeld, welcome, welcome. You'll be pleased to know that the repairs to the Stone Vigil proceed apace. We shall rebuild sure and strong, that the Dravanians might batter themselves senseless against our shield in the west. I would venture, however, that matters of masonry are not what brought you to Whitebrim. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves now seem somehow changed. I don't know what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Yeah, alright. Hound. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Where's the man who got his ass kicked? Where is he? Is he you? He's not you. Oh, hold up. Stairs. Is he you?
Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly Blackhearts.
This isn't a good voice for this. I was traveling my usual route to Whiteburn Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. Next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze, and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Where darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived it all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Search the wilds of Snowcloak and defeat any heretics you encounter. I can do that. Reindeer away! Presents! One and all. Come on, you big moose. Dead people. Not a good sign. Quite a bad sign, in fact. Speak with the House Durnendare Knight. Hey, bro. Gah! Draw your weapons, foul! Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come-seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. I don't like that that thing is hanging out behind me. By rights, we should have them cornered in this ravine, and yet they're gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. Fucked up, if true. Looking around, looking around. Hey, there's our girl with a $12 outfit. Huh? What? Must have been the wind. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. That one sounded a lot like Josuke. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best were we to return to Whiteburn Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmont. Yeah, alright. Bye. Who's the fuck? Moose is a scratching at the door. Violently. Don't mind me, everybody. Everyone, continue about your work. Shit. Fuck. Hold up. Okay. Reporting for duty. Hi, Gale. It appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest, but they should be bested so handily. I feel I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Hochefort of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for ice-hardened fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Okay. Boing. See that? It was like boing. Mysterious Hrothgar.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
Not a lot. Bunny bunny, banani banani. Bunny bunny bunny, banani, bunny bunny.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak?
Sure did, big guy.
Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway?
Probably.
Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority. And no small measure of charisma.
You can say that again. I mean, I haven't met her yet.
As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion.
I understand.
Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche.
I don't know if I like that metaphor, but sure.
On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Cool. Thanks, man. And now we go back to Revenant's Toll. Slaffborn. Hi, Galt. 'Tis good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Kurthus? As for Thomas to send us a second shipment, I must send thanks to Lord Horsfall for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphino's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Yeah, cool. Brave new companions. While you were away in Kurthus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head to the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Yeah, alright. The Rising Stones.
Okay. Everyone's still got the same dialogue. Cool.
These parchments need to be stored, sorted. These documents, why are they even here? Oh, I am sorely tempted to file the lot in my wastepaper basket. Ah, Eigild, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid! Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphino if you don't want to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose.
Oh, Totaro, you have no idea. You are just like months away from making it your mission to make sure we all look fantastic. Hugbert? Oh, Hugubert. Hugubert? Yu Hase.
Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself is an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the course.
You're not one that I recruited, but you're probably fine.
These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses.
Yeah, you've got your priorities right. That's not concerning in the slightest. Who's up there? Laurentius! What's everybody looking at? I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Hey, here's a uniform, man. Ah, our new uniforms! I reminded my induction into the Wood Whalers. Hey, do you know what they're doing? I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Jimmy Buffett's Moogle Readaville. Anyway. Sophia, Radovan, do you guys want to join the Crystal Waves? Ko, how about you? Ergmus. This Scarlet Guard marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Limsa Lominsa, yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Here's a uniform. Oh ho, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Yeah, man. Totally. Here's this fucking guy. Sloppy! I don't believe we've met. I am Ilbert, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. I'm sure you do, big guy. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. Well read. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, that this town could be so alive in the midst of such desolation. Here's a uniform. Go put it on. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. I'm usually out here naked as a jaybird. Dick flapping in the breeze. Effie, you seem trustworthy. Eigild Sjork, gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling about the town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. Here you go. 'Tis an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Real, hi Real, hold up, Real, hey man. Hello there, lass. Looking for me, was ye? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure as I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. Here's a uniform. Put it on.
Whoa! Proper uniforms and all. This thing will cut off the blood to me head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. Alian! Isildur has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Here's a uniform. Ah yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Everyone still got the same dialogue? Yep. Alpha, no! Yes, Igeld. Ah, Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answer the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. Oh, it will. But maybe not in the way you want it to be. The moment of truth draws near, Igeld. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. Alright. I wish I could wear a
Comrades,
hat.
your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one.
Looking back on it, the name Crystal Braves kind of sucks.
Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea.
Yeah.
And together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
That's definitely how this will go. It's a shame we don't get more salute emotes over the course of the game. Like, we don't get one for the Crystal Braves, we don't get one for the Crystarium.
Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were.
Can you imagine me in a fight? Preposterous.
We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
Cool.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon.
What's going on?
When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death.
Sure.
Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well?
The answer is yes.
I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
Nah, bro.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin silence portends naught but ill, I fear.
It's probably fine.
Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Minfilia, that is a cane, not a person. Quest complete! Meanwhile...
Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. Okay, bye. What? 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 What was that? What was that? The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Look at that. Imagine if you could go inside that. Wouldn't that be wild?
Oh, and then there's this motherfucker. Oh no! Oh no! What could it mean? It's probably nothing. You got that drip though. Yeah, Roman Catholic Church drip. We did it! We finished part 5! Don't worry about that book. So, that's going to be it for today. I want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. If you enjoyed the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. We have special emotes for subscribers. You can also follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and co-host at AcidXShark. That's AcidXShark, where I post all the streams as they happen. Or you can follow me on YouTube at AcidXShark, where I post all the streams after they happen. Art for the stream, Chat Blocker was done by Molly, who you can find on Twitter at GingerIsaSpice. That's GingerIsaSpice. VTuber was done by Audrey and B of Team Capel. You can find on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, co-host at Team Capel. That's TEAMCATPLE. You should commission all of them. Audrey and B, specifically, have a commission form. You should use it. Don't email them. They'll email you. Don't DM them. If you do DM them, please don't be weird. Do not be weird to my friends. If you are weird to my friends, we will make fun of you on stream. Upcoming streams. In about an hour and a half or so, I will be back playing Dishonored. We're going to be starting in on the second DLC, Brigmore Witches. Tomorrow, Still don't know what the status of JB is going to be. If JB is going to be here, then we'll be playing more Sinking City. If not, it'll probably be Deadly Premonition 2 in the afternoon. And then in the evening, is Bayonetta. Bayonetta. Which Bayonetta? We'll find out. Probably 3. Mostly 3 in all likelihood. But we might do a little bit of 2. It's unclear. We might take 2's multiplayers for a spin. See how it works. See how we like it. Because I've never done 2's multiplayer. Saturday, Perfect Dark Zero. All day. I think. I might have other stuff going on, so I don't know when I'll actually start. But the plan is that I'm gonna do Perfect Dark Zero at some point. Next week, Wednesday, Breath of the Wild again. Thursday, we'll be continuing New Game Plus, but first we'll be doing a new quest that was introduced as of 6.45 that goes over the events of 1.0, which I'm excited to check out because I don't really know a whole lot about 1.0 outside of like what I've sort of learned like secondhand and like looking up details. So I'm excited to check that out. And yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care, everybody.